We're all excited about Miami's running back rotation heading into this coming season, but let's talk to one of the greatest to ever tote the rock for the Miami Hurricanes.
You are Locked On Canes, your daily podcast on the Miami Hurricanes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I am Alex Donno, University of Miami alumnus, longtime South Florida sports radio vet and writer for allhurricanes.com. And thank you so much to the everydayers for making Locked On Canes your first or second listen today. We're available free wherever you get your podcasts. We're free on YouTube. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the right people for your team faster and for free. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. Terms and conditions apply. It is a Truth Teller Tuesday, and he does bring guests today, but let me introduce the Truth Teller himself, Bruce Warner. Bruce, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm excited about this show because I've been trying to get this guy on for the longest time. And he says, why didn't I reach out to him? Man, check your text messages, man. Anyway, we all know that Mario's trying to create culture. Well, this guest was at the beginning creating culture. So I'm introducing my friend Mel Bratton is here with us today on Locked On Canes. Mel, good to see you, my friend.
What's up, Alex? What's up, B-Dub? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. So listen, the first thing we all saw the 30 for 30, the first one, and we all saw you on there and Zoe and whatever, Tolbert. So my question is, when Howard was recruiting you guys, and we all know the story of how you guys all committed, whatever, how did that come about? Who committed first? Who told who, hey, I'm going to Miami, I'm going to go to? How did that play out at the very beginning? And why did you guys decide to go to Miami? And I think Alex wants to know, who else was recruiting you?
Well, before I go into that, the part they cut out of the 30 for 30, part one, they didn't put in that I was a stripper. I was very upset by that they didn't put that clip in. So so when they do the revamp version, they got to put that in there because I was sexy back then. FYI, Alex, I'm sorry, Alex, I got no sense. Bruce, no, I'm crazy. No, yeah. Real talk, honestly, fellas, how this all came to fruition. Alonzo Highsmith and myself, we had took several trips. I went to Ohio State, Michigan, Pitt, Texas A&M sent a private jet, a PJ, and I took Tommy Streeter, the safety, was supposed to come to Miami with myself out of my high school. He was a 5-star as well. We took Tolbert Bain with us on the Texas A&M trip. And so I was supposed to go to University of Southern Cal, visit the last one, but I was tired of flying because back then we had to do all our trips in like January like that. So every weekend I was on the road and I was like, I'm tired. I can't go way to West Coast. And the only reason I was going to California to see the girls and the Hollywood chicks, stuff like that, the hot chicks. I want to compare it to South Beach. South Beach wasn't popular back then, by the way. It was a lot of older Jewish,
it was old people there, yeah.
Yeah, it was old people, yeah, and they walk around there. So, but anyway, so Alonzo had took Ohio State and Michigan. He had a couple of the schools. So one night, late night, we were sitting there. It was getting down to signing day. I think it was my birthday, February the 2nd, I think, or the 3rd. And we were on the phone, holding the phone. I said, bro, we became close friends in high school when he played at Columbus. They played against us. He kicked our ass twice, too, by the way, at Columbus. So we were on the phone. I said, bro, what are you thinking? He said, no, bro, what you thinking? I'm like, we going back and forth like two women, like, what do you think? What do you think? I'm like, I said, bro, you know what? I said, F this. I said, I'm sick of this Ohio State crap. I'm sick of this freaking Michigan. Go to Michigan. Don't go to Ohio State. Go to Ohio State. If you go to Michigan, you'll be da-da-da. I was like, what are these dudes talking about? I mean, they were just, the rivalry stuff was like crazy. They was beating it. They didn't care about nothing else, but don't go to that school. So those two. And Michigan actually was my lead at going before I took the visit. And Jim Mandich, saying, God bless him. Jim Mandich was, on the radio, and he was stoked. He thought, saying I was going to be a Wolverine. And that's why I went with Bo Schembechler was the coach. Bro, the weekend I went there, I had this Miami Vice fake ass jacket, the little platinum pleather jacket. I had on dress shoes with church socks and some thin slacks, and I slid all over the whole entire school. I told Bo Simbecker and those people, I said, I'm not walking out this door. I said, any meetings that you guys have, y'all come to this hotel. They got a hotel on campus. I said, bro, look at this. A blizzard came. There was a wrong time. And here's a Dade County boy has no gear. All the other dudes had bomber jackets and Timberland boots and all that. I'm sitting there looking at them like, y'all really go through this? And they're like, hey man, it's normal. I'm like, not for me. So that turned me right there. That turned me, sent me back South Florida. But Alonzo and I, like I said, we was on a call and we kept going back and forth, back and forth. And I said, bro, let's just stay here and change the culture in Miami. We didn't know what the hell we were speaking ourselves into, but we told him, say, look, let's make this a powerhouse. Let's turn this in. We're gonna win championships after championships and do that. And he was like, man, I'm on board. He said, you sure? I said, yeah. I said, let's make the announcement. So Alonzo and I met at McDonald's on Bird Road, right there, you know what I'm saying, across from Tropical Park for track
Right.
meets. We met there. So one of us came up with the idea. I think it might have been him. He said, dude, let's do the signing. Probably me, because I wanted some TV coverage knowing me. So I said, let's do the at McDonald's across from Tropical Park and invite all the media, and we'll make our announcement there. He's all right, cool. I said, plus we eat free. We're gonna eat free. I'm telling you, we're gonna eat free. so we did it, and then Tommy Streeter's supposed to came as well. He was a 5-star in my high school with a safety, and he didn't show up. So I'm like, what the hell going on? So man, we like, no, don't worry about it. Us two going to finish this out. Yeah. So Streeter didn't show up, and then so Alonzo and I, we carried it on and had the big announcement, and that's when it all started. But what pissed me off though, bro, as we go in 3-a-days, so Schnellenberger takes us through 3-a-days as true freshmen. When I tell you it was hell to pay, and we were like, what in the hell is wrong with this man? I mean, we got up at 6, we had a hard workout. We'll not even shower, go get breakfast, come back and go back at 10 with full pads, take a lunch break for an hour and come back at 2:30, and we was back at on Green Tree. We did that for a whole entire week before the veterans came in, and he kicked our ass. I'm like, I said, bro, this dude is crazy. But it taught us something that class right there, we had a special bond. We didn't see color. We didn't give a damn about who's black, who's white, what background you come from. We knew we were special. We had the movie Cujo. I don't know if y'all remember. You, Alex, your ass wasn't born at the time. You
Yeah.
don't know the damn
I
Cujo.
have seen it. Yeah.
I know what it is.
Yeah, so that movie had just broken the screens at 83 to be exactly, and about this powerful dog. So all of us, we left all our cars. We walked from Green Tree across to, there was a movie theater across the street on US 1, right across from the campus. We all, as a group, 13 of us, we walked together, and that walk right there was like it was like a bond that you know what I'm saying. We know like all of us are in it, and inside the movie, and God bless the dead, Jerome Brown, we were talking and joking and cracking jokes about the dog. Some dude with his girlfriend, some little steroid guy, you know what I'm saying, little, yoked up guy. He's like, yo, y'all, shut up. So Jerome
Uh-oh.
stands up and tell him, who are you talking to? You. So all of us stood up. We ready to go to war, go to fight. Right then was a moment that if something happened to one of us, all of us going in, and we took that mindset everywhere we went. You cannot. We'll fight each other all day, but anybody outside try to fight our brothers, we're gonna fight, and we coming together. I don't care what, we could be dead ass wrong. We're coming. So that right there, that was a bond that changed the whole mindset of Miami football right there.
Yeah, that was the
Amazing.
culture. That was the culture, and then that was the start of what culture was all about. That's
Yes.
it. Yeah. Well, Alex, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wanted to, and then what was the transition like going from, you talk about Howard and the crazy 3-a-days. What was the transition like from Howard to Jimmy, and how did you guys receive Jimmy Johnson at first?
We didn't. It was
didn't.
yeah, it was a little difficult because you know what? Jimmy was smart though. He's a businessman because he took that job in June, right? Bruce, I think he
Yeah,
came
he got it late.
and then normally a coach would never take that. You know what I'm saying? No recruiting, didn't know the staff. He had to keep the offense. He brought in Dave Wanstead, Tony Wise. He brought those guys in, and so he took a gamble. He really, really did. But I guess he got tired of getting his ass kicked by Barry Switzer across the street, you know what I'm saying, Oklahoma. So he said, look, let me get out of this and go. So Sam Jankovic and him had a good relationship from back when, and he
Right.
trusted Sam. And we see this guy with this hair that doesn't move, the wind doesn't blow it, none of that. We're like, dude, what is wrong with this bro's hair right here? You know what I'm saying, like that. So we didn't buy in right away. We we looked at him kind of different. Like, you coming from the Midwest and you're from Oklahoma yourself, Texas. He's from the little small town outside Houston. So we were like, all right, who's this guy? And we didn't know anything about him. So he came in, and one thing he allowed us to do what we were doing, and he didn't disrupt what's what, but he knew he had some special. And the thing is, I recall him and Dave Wanstead was watching us work out that summer, and everybody on the team was on the field, and we were by ourselves, no coaches, because no coaches could go on the field at the time. They could not believe it. It was like three of them. It was him, Wanstead, and somebody else was standing there. I think Coach Jet was standing looking out the window and said, "Can you believe this here?" And we were organized. And if a guy didn't come, we had one guy missed practice. I think it was Tony Page or one of these guys, and he laid up in the room with a girl. We got in our cars and drove to 36B and kicked the door in and told them, if you don't get your ass out of here, are you different from us? I mean, whatever. We out here grinding, whatever, trying to win a championship, and you sitting up and whatever like that. From that point on, that we just, that mindset that went into to the game. We had a brotherhood we developed that we didn't realize the bond was that strong. But if we all bleed, we bleed together. We all fight, we fight together. We all get drunk, we drunk together. So so we did all that.
And if you guys beat the crap out of each other after practice, it was all forgotten. It was you guys.
Yep.
It really was you guys against the world. And another thing I could say is that I told you, Alex, about the mentality. These guys police themselves. If somebody during practice screwed up, especially like on the D line, Jerome would just stare at them or whatever. They would police themselves. They had leaders. There's no leaders anymore. And I don't want to get too far ahead, but when you watch these guys make announcements, Mel, they're all saying the same thing. Well, I'm taking my talents to Miami for the next 3 or 4 years. What do you mean 3 years? These guys are somewhat halfway out the door before they get to Miami. So they can't possibly have your mindset.
Yeah, we didn't look for an exit. I'm gonna tell you a true story. I told Alonzo Highsmith because they had me playing fullback and tailback. I was in Warren Williams, myself and him. This is my best friend, college roommate. I'm gonna just tell you how competitive, Alex, that we were. I told Alonzo Highsmith in a room one night we were sitting there. I said, "Hi, if you ever get hurt, you might as well transfer because you'll never touch the field again. I'm not gonna let you." And I was dead ass serious till the day we talk about that. We laugh, but I was dead serious. And this is my best blood brother. And I told him straight up. I looked right in the face. I said, "Bro, don't get hurt because your ass gonna have to transfer because you'll never get this position back." So that was the mindset that we had in everything, every walks of life.
Yeah, and
I want to continue, Bruce, this mindset conversation. I also want to talk to Melvin about his most memorable games in a Miami uniform. This is a 2-time national championship winner with us. So, my friends, we've got UM great Melvin Bratton with us. You want to keep it locked right here. We're only getting started on this brand new episode of Locked On Canes. If you're a small business owner, I know you're only getting started with LinkedIn Jobs, because if you're hiring, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring. So post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. We are also proudly brought to you by FanDuel. Yes, we have the Stanley Cup Finals still going on. Summertime also means baseball. Big soccer tournaments going on like Euro 2024. You can bet on all of it at FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. It's $200 you can use to bet on everything from finals MVP to who's going to hit one out of the park. Hopefully our Florida Panthers, who are minus 143 favorites, can close it out tonight. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and add a big win to your summer bucket list. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Here on Locked On Canes, we have the privilege of being joined by UM great Melvin Bratton. And Mel, I got to ask you said so many amazing things about the brotherhood mentality. Is it possible to get back to that these days? I mean, the young men are so different from when you played. Do you think Miami can find that again? Do you think they're on the way to finding that again?
I think so. I think that Mario, saying I'm a true believer, big time believer in bro. Saying I know a lot of people have given up on him and this and that, whatever like that. Trial and error, made some mistakes, but as part of learning the game, I'm a true believer. I just feel that it takes like everybody on the same page with the quarterback situation. Everybody believes in Cam. And that's what you need to start that ship. You know what I'm saying? We had, I played with, Bernie Kosar first. Then I had, Testaverde. Then I played with Steve Walsh. People was like, you had all three? I was like, yes, I had all three. And I was blessed to have all three. Didn't win one with Test, but I, ended up winning one with Steve and Bernie. And I just feel that it starts there. And with the camaraderie of just the mindset, I know everybody, the NIL stuff, the money, the whole deal, it could kind of mix it up. And I told somebody, I said, if I could stay in college for 10 years and make $100,000 a year after I experienced the pros for 2 years at Denver, the mindset is different. You know what I'm saying? Because in college, back pre NIL, everybody was the same. They was broke. We all broke together. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have just like that. Alonzo was the only one that had more money than all of us, and he used to sit on a couple $100 bills and say he's broke. Money fell out of his wallet. We want to kick his ass as we figured it out. He didn't want to pay for pizza that night. But yeah, but now it's more of the league now. It's more has transitioned as NFL, as far as CFL, college football license. I mean, it's now about the dollars and cents. You're basically paying to play, being paid to play, and incentivizing the guys to do this now. The contracts have changed, and you got to do this, get this many yards. It's crazy. These guys are getting ready, and a lot of kids, honestly, they're not hungry anymore to go to the next level, because if you're giving a
Right.
person $2 million a year, like Deion Sanders' son, I love Prime, that's my guy, but he's making $2 million. He's backup quarterbacks right now are barely making that. So you're coming and you're there for 3 years or 4 years. That's $8 million within a period of time of 4 years that you made. That you would never see that on a regular job. The base salary when I came out was $75,000, and I got a $125,000 signing bonus to go to the Broncos as a 6th-round pick, 7th-round pick. So do the math. So these kids are. I'd rather stay in college. Look at the women basketball. I mean, a lot of them don't want to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those guys are, the ladies are staying in there because of the NIL stuff. They'll never make that much money when they step outside that rim.
So we got a game against Florida. Didn't you guys open and lose to Florida in your title the year you won the title? You lost like 28-3 or whatever the hell the score was, and you ran the table. I don't believe we could lose to Florida, Melvin. I think with all the buildup, with all the new players and the guys that Mario has brought in, and all the hype we're getting about the talent level now, we can't lay an egg against Florida. We got to beat them and beat the crap out of them to show not only the nation, but these young recruits that are on the fence that they want to go to Miami. We can't lose this game. What are your thoughts on that game?
Of course. That we went there. I remember Alonzo, that was his first game starting. I was pissed because I was redshirted. And tell you a quick story about that one. They had a guy named Wilbur Marshall. Okay.
Yeah, the linebacker.
Straight dog. All right. Straight 1st-round pick, Chicago Bear. Wilbur Marshall. So Alonzo, he was not Alonzo. Wilbur was All-American, had all the Bob Hope, All-American, all that stuff. So Alonzo was like in practice, F Wilbur Marshall, F Wilbur Marshall. And he was all week. He all probably being pumped up. So we had the scout team guy wear his number. Highsmith knocking the crap out of him. So we get to Gainesville. The first drive, Lonzo on the lead. Albert Bentley was, I think, starting. Albert was gone, or was it Bentley? Yeah.
No, Bentley. It was Bentley.
Yeah, Bentley. So Alonzo was starting and Bentley was a tailback. And Alonzo go downhill on a sprint draw and had to block Wilbur. When I tell you, he came back to the sideline with his helmet twisted and his nose and mouth bleeding and busted open. So me and Tolbert, we told him, "Fuck Wilbur Marshall, huh?" So we ride him today. Wilbur took him on head on and knocked the. he was dizzy. He had to come back out. So those type of stories like that we didn't pull any punches during the game. Nah, if you get your behind kicked or get ran over, whatever, the defense would come find you. I got knocked out by Jarvis a couple years later. They had to come get me out the turf, and they carried me off. And I'm cussing Florida players off. I can't tell y'all what I was saying. I said, "You son of a son, I'll be back." I was dizzy as hell. I couldn't even see, dog. I said, "My mom in the stands, bro. Y'all hit me like this. What the hell wrong with y'all?"
Were you? Did you play in the game when you won 31-4 or something like that? When Willis Pegues had 2 bad snaps on the punt and they got 4 points. Were you at that game? Were you there for that or no?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what year that was. I know.
I think it was 87. I think it was the year you guys beat Oklahoma in the title.
Okay, yeah.
And I was at that game too, as always. And you had a fabulous game until your last play. But
that was Oklahoma.
You were incredible that game.
Yeah, the OU game.
OU.
Nine catches. I had 9 catches for that game for 100 yards. So
yeah, you were.
Well, and I wanted to ask you about that. What Bruce was referring to. Your last game in a Miami uniform. It must have been one of the most bittersweet experiences of your life because you're a big part of a national championship winning team in that game, and you also blew your knee out, which of course affected your draft status and it put off your professional career for a year. I mean, what was going through your head after that game?
But you know what? Before the game, it's on the 30 for 30, and I had said it. And I called the team up, and I said, "Listen, fellas, if I got to give up an arm, a leg, or whatever it is to win this game, I'm willing to do it." And I said it. You got to be careful what the hell you say.
You did say it. Yeah, it's on. It's on.
I shouldn't have said it.
Oh, yeah, it's there.
No. If I had to do it over again, I'd have said the same thing. I don't give a rat's ass. Like, what I'm saying, today, I don't regret what I said. I don't regret, saying how I went at the game. Because, when the mindset, like I was saying, we wanted to win. We felt the score was 7-0 before the ball got kicked off. We were up 7-0, period. You know what I'm saying? So we would spot. And we tell them, "Hey, it's 7-0." And we intimidated. Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
We intimidated guys before the pregame. Like Alonzo and I, we would jog around, until where the DBs are doing their drills. And I remember playing Maryland in Miami. And so the DBs coach, we stopped. I say, "Hi, what number you gonna run over?" He said number 32. He said, "Mel, who you gonna run over?" I said number 22. And we would just keep jogging, like, and we'll leave. And like we didn't care. We were just like confident, not arrogant. I say very, very confident. And we didn't give a rat's ass about nobody, as far as playing wise.
The Brian Bosworth game was before that Oklahoma title game. It was a regular season game with Vinny. And before the game, there was who made the call to the hotel? You?
Yes, sir. Of course.
That's what I thought.
Bro, yeah.
You're a hero.
What happened was Brian Bosworth, that was before the championship game. That was the year before.
Right.
That was
Before, right.
Yeah. So he was on the front page of the Miami Herald, not the sports page, the very front page. And we wake up that morning. I'm like, "What the hell?" I said, "Bro." So Lonzo and I was roommates, we stayed at Shula's over there in Miami Lakes. So I got up. I was pissed about that all day. I see this dude picture with his hair and his color and blonde. I mean, bro. So I got this itch. I said, "You know what?" So I couldn't sleep. So the game was at high noon at 12.
Right.
And so what I did was I couldn't sleep. So I got up like 1. And Lonzo wasn't asleep either. He I said, "Roomie." I said, "Are you up?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I can't sleep." He said, "I can't either." I said, man, you believe Bosworth on the front page of our paper in Miami, they blowing him up like that? And not the sports page of the head. He said, "Yeah." I said, "You know what? Let's call his ass." He said, "Huh?" I said, "Let's call his ass right now and wake his ass up." It was like about 5 in the morning, 4. And back then we didn't have the cell phones. We had to roll the dial phones inside the hotel. So I looked in the phone book. I got the hotel, the Fontainebleau. I saw in the paper they saying the Fontainebleau, and I picked up and I called the information front desk. I said, "Can you connect me to Brian Bosworth?" So the girl's like, "I'm sorry, the phones are turned off until 6 a.m. Off whatever. They can't take calls until like 8, something like that." She said, "Do you want to leave a message?" I said, "Yes. Tell him Melvin effing Bratton and Alonzo effing Highsmith is giving him a wake up call. Tell him at high noon we're gonna kick his so." She said, "Melvin Bratton, oh, I went to school with you. Hold on, I don't like his ass anyway." She brought us to the thing, and I looked at high. So this guy answered the phone. The phone dropped. So the guy said, "Hello." I said, "And Lonzo now." I'm looking like Lonzo done got standing straight up, like he's like done got up like ready to go. And I'm looking around. I'm worried about Lonzo. Damn, Boz. So I'm looking. I said, "Yo, put Boz on the phone." He said, "Hold on." So he dropped the phone again. So Brian picked the phone up. "Yo, Boz, somebody on the call." He said, "Hello." I said, "Brian, this is Melvin effing Bratton and Alonzo effing Highsmith. We gonna kick your MF ass at high noon at 12. You on the front page of my paper, bro. You coming in here with this blonde hair and all this stuff." I said, "Bro, that's disrespectful." So Alonzo back there. "Yeah, mother." He's tearing up. So I'm looking, he busting lights and shit. I'm turning around like, "Bro, you taking this serious?" He's throwing, lamps and just knocking stuff down. I'm like, "Bro, this wasn't the plan." "What are you doing? We got to pay for this." So
Right.
he's throwing stuff around. "Yeah, boss, you so." He said, "Who was that?" I said, "That's hot." He said, "That's Highsmith. That's Alonzo F. Highsmith." So. All right, guys. Hey, why you? This one made us laugh, and I hung up on it. He said, "Hi, Mel. I appreciate you guys calling me, man. Why y'all had to wake me up so early?" And I had bust out laughing. I hung the phone up. So
Yeah,
we
but then
Oh my
when they
God.
got to the kickoff, though, or the coin toss, Winston Moss was out there along with Jerome, and
Yeah, no,
they
that
were
was that.
mouthing
Yeah,
off too.
they was pumped up. Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
were.
they we
Did
had
they
said
know what
we
you guys had done the night before with Boz? Did they know?
Yeah.
I'm
We
sure
went
they
and
told
finished
him.
the story. No. We woke the whole entire hall up. That at that time morning, we banged on all the doors. So we went in the defensive room, Jerome Brown room. The whole starting defense came there, and with me and Alonzo, they to give us the number. They called the hotel, and the girl punched him through to Jamel Holloway. Jamel Holloway was a starting quarterback, just got the job. And then they started. I don't know if you remember this movie, The Warriors.
I
Right.
So
do. Yeah.
yeah, the war. So these clowns started screaming, "Jamel, come out swing," like that. So they was giving him the Warriors, and Jamel like, "Who?" He had a squeaky voice. "Who is that? Who is that?" Stop worrying about who it is. We gonna beat your so. So it was all in fun though. But
It
we're
was,
crazy guys.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
I got to bring something up because hearing Mel talk about Boz being on the front page of the Miami Herald. Did you guys see what the Miami Herald published a few days ago? Like, this is a lot of disrespect for, and this goes back decades apparently. So some columnist who's actually a guy who lives in Tallahassee but somehow writes for the Miami Herald wrote a story last weekend about how maybe Miami should drop athletics
Yes.
completely because of this new revenue. It's like, how do you let somebody from Tallahassee publish in the Miami Herald that the University of Miami should think about dropping athletics because of this new revenue sharing that's coming to college sports? I think it was shameful to have that in the Miami paper.
But you got to use it. These people need. They know they're doing strategic. Everybody who wants to
Yeah.
prosper or try to get a name, attack us, and then they'd be the
Yeah.
most hated person in the world. So that guy knew what he was doing. His career, that he helped spike his career because he went up against us.
Hey, by the way, speaking of Florida State, how's your client doing, Jordan Travis with the Jets? You know, if this idiot Rodgers keeps staying away, your guy may be the starter pretty soon. That guy's
Yeah,
crazy, Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers.
I just talked to him this weekend. He's on a vacay, but he's doing good. I mean, he won't be ready probably the first 2 or 3 weeks. He'll be on
Yeah.
injured reserve, but they'll pull him up probably mid-season. And Tyrod Taylor is a friend of mine too. He's a great mentor as a number 2 guy, so he couldn't
Mhm.
be in a greater situation to not be rushed and learn the game behind those guys like that. So it'll be a good set for him.
Yeah, well, I'm not a big fan of his playing at Florida State, obviously, but I'm a fan of yours. So now that I'm going to root for the guy, that kid, he was spectacular. He was one of the guys that took himself and got better and better and better. He
Every
made
year.
himself to the talent he has become. Not everybody does that. Some guys just lay there and do nothing. You know, like I don't want to throw this guy's name out, but Leonard Taylor came here as a 5-star and didn't do anything. Now look where he's on the Jets too, but he was like a free agent or something.
I hear he's doing well though. The GM actually shouted him out that Taylor's doing really well.
Well, I hope he continues the success. Most guys get to the next level that from the U for somehow they prosper real strong, so they do a good job.
That is true. Guys that just didn't even play that much became stars.
One of my kids, I got Tyler Harrell. Tyler Harrell is he's at the Jets, and you see the catches that this kid has made the first mini camp, back shoulders, the deep threat. So I got like 5 clips on my phone. And I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I believed in him. I knew he could do it. But, hey, next question.
Well, you know, the next question, I'm going to give you a thank you, and because we're just about out of time, Melvin, but I definitely want to do this again because you, first of all, your stories are incredible, and it doesn't hurt that you're also an incredible storyteller on top of it. So you kept us entertained for the last 30 minutes, my friend.
I appreciate you guys. Y'all doing a good job. Alex, man, hey, you awesome, bro. I like your approach and everything else, man. So y'all keep doing this thing. Bruce,
thank you.
You got a good partner. Don't F this up, okay?
I'll try not to.
All right, cool.
I appreciate you.
I just hope the ratings don't go in the toilet now because of you, but that's okay.
Wow.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.
We're friends, man. That's how Canes talk. You should hear how Mark Caesar and I talk. It's terrible.
I've heard it. I've heard
Melvin knows it.
Awesome stuff there by Melvin Bratton. Huge shout out and thank you to everyone for making Locked On Canes your first listen today. We'll talk to you next time on another episode of Locked On Canes. We're part of the awesome Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.